Over the years, there's been a recurring television theme. They really want robot cops. A few of these predated the most popular one, RoboCop. I already spoke about Man and Machine in a previous episode, so you won't see that here again. Yes, I also did Automan. Here's 5 shows with robot cops you may have missed or forgotten about. Holmes and Yo-Yo. To my knowledge, this was the first TV series to pair up a human cop with a robot cop. The show is about Detective Holmes, a cop that no one likes working with. The department's invested in a new technology, a robot cop, so his new partner is Gregory Yo-Yo Yoyonovich. The show then revolves around Holmes trying to teach Yo-Yo what it means to be human, and Yo-Yo teaches Holmes not to be afraid of technology. Yo-Yo is of course naive to the ways of the world, but is super smart, super strong, and so on. This is pretty much the foundation for nearly every robot cop show. While most of these shows are dramas, this one is a sitcom. So even though the concept is fairly serious, it always gets silly. The executive producer for the show was Leonard Stern, who was an executive producer and writer on the series Get Smart. On there, they had a robot named Jaime, and Stern stated that he was the prototype for Yo-Yo.
Great work, Jaime. But how did you get him to leave?
I appealed to his scientific curiosity. I told him I was a robot.
So Get Smart had a robot cop before Holmes and Yo-Yo, but it wasn't the focus of the show. The show premiered on September 25th, 1976 on ABC. The series suffered from low ratings and it was canceled before the full series aired. The show was canceled on December 11th, 1976, and then months later, the final episode aired on August 8th, 1977. The show ran for 1 season with 13 episodes. The series was released on DVD in Region 2, and I don't think there is an English option on it for some reason. The show is not available for streaming. Some of the episodes are on YouTube, but not the full series. Future Cop! Not too long after Holmes and Yo-Yo was canceled, they released Future Cop, a more serious version of the robot cop partner story. May 1st, 1976, there was the TV movie pilot Future Cop. It did so well in the ratings, ABC decided to order a season. While the pilot did well, ABC wasn't sure about the show and only ordered 5 episodes for the season. The show is about Officer Joe Cleaver, played by Ernest Borgnine. His partner is Officer Bill Bundy, played by John Amos. The two are friends, even though they don't want to admit it, and often just rag on each other. They make Cleaver partner up with a rookie cop named Haven. Haven's played by Michael Shannon. Over the course of the series, Haven goes undercover as a boxer, stops a mad bomber, and rescues a girl who's trying to jump off a building. Haven often gets into awkward moments for comedic effect, such as when he moves in with Cleaver and has to sleep in the closet. The show wasn't a hit, and ABC canceled it. The last episode aired on April 30th, 1977. The show had 6 episodes, including the pilot. Although that was not the end of the series, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. Future Cop was released on DVD. It's not available for streaming, but it is on YouTube. Total Recall 2070. Total Recall 2070 is named after the 1990 Paul Verhoeven film, which was based on the Philip K. Dick short story, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. While the show's using the Total Recall name, it takes a much larger influence from Blade Runner, which was based on the Philip K. Dick novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. The show was a co-production between Germany and Canada, and aired on the CHCH-TV channel in Canada. It was then picked up and aired in the US on the cable network Showtime. The show premiered January 5th, 1999. The main thing shared between the film and the show is the Recall Company doing virtual vacations. There's an ongoing story about the 6 companies that are in the process of colonizing Mars. This series is about Detective David Hume. After David's partner is killed by sentient androids, he's partnered up with one. The duo investigate crimes while David continues to search for answers about his partner's death. As with all these, the detective initially doesn't like the androids, but as time goes on and he gets to know him, he learns to trust him. The show ended on a cliffhanger that was going to be resolved in Season 2, but that never happened. The show ran for 1 season with 22 episodes. The last episode aired on June 8th, 1999. The show was released on DVD in Japan. Then in 2011, it was re-released on DVD in Canada. The show is not available for streaming, but it is on YouTube. Someone did an AI upscale, and it looks pretty good. A little too smooth at some points, but overall, it's nice to be able to see it again. Almost Human. This is the most recent of these shows. Almost Human is another crime drama, although this one was produced by Frequency Films and Bad Robot for WB-TV. Although it didn't air on the WB, it aired on Fox. The series takes place in the year 2048. Crime has gone up 400%, and the human police force is overwhelmed. So they brought in Judge Dredd. Well, Carl Urban. Anyway, crime's up, so the police force's answer to this is android cops. Detective John Kennicks doesn't like androids. 2 years earlier, while doing a police raid at a gang hideout, Kennicks's partner is injured, and they were abandoned by their android cop partner. Kennicks's partner dies in an explosion, and he loses his leg. Over a year later, he wakes up with a cybernetic leg and a hatred of androids. So naturally, after returning to work, the police chief partners him up with a new android. The show premiered on November 17th, 2013 on Fox. Fox, being Fox, ran the episodes out of order. So it went like this: the pilot, then episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 10, 2, 9, 4, 11, 12, 13. While the episodes were all self-contained, showing them out of order hurt the relationship progress between the detective and the android. Over the course of the season, Kennicks would start to trust the android more and more. However, now, in the order that they aired it, he trusts him a little, and then goes back to not at all, and you get the point. Thankfully, they were smart enough to at least run the last 3 episodes in order, keeping the ending tone consistent. Ratings weren't high enough to justify the cost of the show, and it was canceled. The last episode aired on March 3rd, 2014. It ran for 1 season with 13 episodes, including the pilot. The show did receive an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Special and Visual Effects. The series was released on DVD, and it's relatively cheap. It's not available for streaming, and aside from some clips, it's not on YouTube. You can buy it video on demand on Apple TV. Cops and Robin. This is an interesting one. Remember Future Cop? Well, that was canceled after 1 season. Seems someone really wanted it to be a thing, so it was slightly retooled and sent to a new channel. Cops and Robin was Future Cop rebooted. A new pilot with the same main cast and the same story as before. Ernest Borgnine is Officer Joe Cleaver, Michael Shannon is the android cop John Haven, and John Amos is Officer Bill Bundy. They hit the old reset button and decided to give the show a do-over. It's about Joe getting used to his android partner, but this time, they included a lovable kid Robin into the mix. Hence the name, Cops and Robin. Joe's friend Marge has a daughter, and the cops are put in charge of protecting her from some criminals that are trying to kidnap her. So Joe's dealing with the android, while the android is learning how to be human from the kid. The new pilot aired on March 28th, 1978 on NBC. The whole show is a reboot, acting like the previous season never happened. The new pilot didn't go over well, and it wasn't picked up for a series. In 2016, Mill Creek released the show on DVD, including the Cops and Robin pilot. The show is not available for streaming, but it is on YouTube. This series is absolutely charming. The 3 characters all play well off of each other, and I'm sad there aren't more episodes. I watched them all, and it's fun to look at how the 1970s thought robots would be in the future. One of the reasons the show may not have moved forward was due to a lawsuit. Writers Harlan Ellison and Ben Bova sued ABC TV for plagiarism. Apparently, they pitched an idea for a robot cop TV series that was based on their 1970s short story, Brillo. Brillo was a pun by Bova that a robot would be called Metal Fuzz. Fuzz being an old slang for cop, and Brillo pads are metal fuzz. The lawsuit was settled in 1980, and ABC paid the duo about $250,000. If you want to see the bonus 6 episode, please consider joining my Patreon. For this episode, one of these 4 won as the bonus entry. In the future, they'll be voting on things like Best Overlooked Anthology and TV Show Spinoff. That's enough robots for this week. I'll see you next time.
freeze! You, over there. One wrong breath and I'd blow you away. Now, very slowly open the cash drawer and empty it.